The cabbage pult gets off immediately. So these zombie almost did not realize that it lost its head because it was still trying to attack our pot. Mm, I'm going to plant at least one extra. Oops, I almost forgot to plant that catapult there. We have more trouble coming in from the other end. Okay, that cone head is going to be a bit difficult. Let's try to squash it. The pole vaulter is back. Luckily, he attacks the one lane where we already have a tall nut. We'll try to plant a few chompers this time around. Okay, another vaulter comes in. Though we do not have a tall nut ready there, let's try to squash it instead. Okay, munch. Off you go. Okay, so we have a big wave approaching. Hopefully, our final tall nut loads before that. So the flag guy is already here. So luckily no vaulting zombies this time around. Let's try to place a few chompers there. Oh no, our we are losing a twin sunflower unfortunately. But anyways, the chompers are effective nearly in all levels, but they need something to defend right in front to ensure that when they're chewing they do not get attacked. Okay, so we are about to lose one of our tall nuts. Unfortunately, our chomper was busy. Otherwise, I'm sure he could have made short work of that one. We'll start planting pumpkins now to cover up our tall nuts. So even if we lose the tall nut to the zombie attacks or even to a bungee, the pumpkin at least protects it. So our chompers are doing most of the work here. The cabbage pulls are not really that strong. I think we'll need to plant more of them if we are going to get anything done. Unfortunately, they are quite slow as well. So on the whole, it's not as effective as the pea shooter. Unfortunately, the pea shooter would not be that effective on the roof levels because of the angle and the incline. So let's start planting a few pots in the front. I put a couple of squashes there. And maybe the chomper as well. Okay, let's go for the big bang. Boom. So we now have only one zombie left to take care of, and that one gets squashed. So we got another catapulting plant. I wonder what this one does. So we have the kernel pult as a new plant. It flings corn kernels and butter at zombies. Okay, that's new. So let's see, we are at level 3 now. Let's see how it works on this stage. Okay, so the pots, the regular sunflower and the twin sunflower. Yes, let's try new kernel pult. Yeah. And let's keep Also the cabbage pult, to see, since we not use many of the plants anyways, so might as well do it. And that seems to be a zombie with a carrying a ladder. Think here is where our magnet room would have come in handy, but unfortunately it's down. Since it's the daytime, the mushroom plants are all asleep. Okay, let's take the tall nut and the pumpkin. Okay, for our final two, I think we'll go back to the chomper and probably we'll leave out the squash this time and just go with the cherry bomb. Let's start. So we have again, two waves. So let's try this time the kernel pult. We have a smaller pre-planted line of pots, so we need to plant more of them. Okay, so it holds butter. I think the normal flakes are not as strong, but the butter not only is more stronger, it also stops the zombie. So this is definitely more useful than the cabbage pult, even though they are similarly slow, but at least the kernel pult slows down the opponents as well. But the normal flakes appear to be weaker than the cabbage pult, only the big buttery throws appear to be stronger. So we'll plant one line of these and then one line of the cabbage pults, but first let's go for our defenses because we need those. Not even sure how that ladder guy works. So we'll try to keep the tall nuts in place. So at least I can say that the kernel pults are definitely more effective than the cabbage pults, because that time where they stop the opponents gives them enough time to do some minor damage. Let's also start planting pumpkins because we have collected enough sun. I think it's time we started with the chompers as well. We'll plant the cabbage pulls later because they are not very effective at the moment. So instead, I would rather go for the chompers and maybe the pumpkins. We're almost about to lose that tall nut. So luckily the chomper finished its meal at the right time. Okay, here comes that ladder guy. Okay, this is bad. He just climbed over the tall nut. Luckily, our chomper was right there to stop it, but that takes out the entire usefulness of the tall nut because there is actually a zombie which can climb right over it. And I think now that it has placed a ladder there, other zombies should be able to climb it as well. And here comes another ladder guy. Okay, luckily our okay, but our chomper is busy in munching its previous meal. Okay, we just lost a tall nut there. I think we should start putting pumpkins to our chompers because if the ladder guy climbs the first level, he may end up eating up our chompers if they are busy with their previous meals. Okay, unfortunately we just lost another chomper, but luckily we had enough sun to plant one more, but we really need to now plant pumpkins, especially where the ladders are already there because the zombies simply seem to be climbing it, and you know the tall nut is no longer as effective as it was. Perhaps we could try planting more tall nuts or pumpkins in the front side. Okay, this is bad. So if there is already a ladder, you can just take another ladder and go right in front. That's not very good. I think the magnet shroom would have been very handy here. Okay, the final wave approaches. Okay, and more ladder zombies, and the bungees bring some more of their friends. Okay, luckily the chomper took care of that ladder guy. Okay, let's blow these guys off. Okay, so our chomper takes care of that one. And I think this one should go as well. So we get another plant for our troubles. Coffee bean, plant it on a mushroom to wake it up. Okay, this is good. This is quite good. So let's try this one. The coffee bean. Okay, that makes our job a bit simpler at least. Okay, so huge assortment of guys with metallic objects. The pogo stick zombie is back. There's the ladder zombie. There's the football zombie. So yeah, I think we definitely need our magnet shroom back. So the coffee bean wakes it up. So okay, so all our mushroom zombies are now no longer grayed out thanks to having a coffee bean. But the coffee bean is a bit expensive on its own, but if we can get our magnet shroom back, it's worth it. mm, okay, so now back to, yes, the pot is definitely needed. We'll take kernel pult and the cabbage pult as well. Should we try Mr. Goldie here? Let's give it a whirl, see how it works. Yeah, let's try it since we anyway have it. Let's give it a whirl. Let's go for the twin sunflower. And I think, okay, I think we'll try it later. Right now let's go for the pumpkin and the tall nut combo, because we not have, since we have only a few offensive plants this time, only the kernel pult and the cabbage pult, pulling off double duty. We cannot take any chompers or even the explosives because we do not have a lot of slots. It's lucky that we did manage to buy the extra seed slot, otherwise would have been short. We'll probably have to get rid of the twin sunflower, but considering how easy it is to build up sun with the twin sunflower, that would have been a bad idea. So again we are only with 3 lanes of pots. We need to plant the rest on our own. and this time we have 3 waves. I think it was a good idea not to go for the coin collecting shroom. I think it's necessary that we at least start off with the coin shroom, sorry, the magnet shroom. Okay, we almost lost our plan there. Okay, we do not have anything to defend there. We need to plant that tall nut fast. The cone, I don't think the kernel is good enough to take out the cone head, unfortunately. We have not been able to plant any of our twin sunflowers as yet. So for now I just planted that there, but once the any of the zombies with the metallic objects come in, I'll try and get a something, the coffee bean to wake it up. For now we'll just leave it as is. Let's try to get the cabbage pulls up and running as well. Let's go for the coffee bean anyways, since its production is quite fast, so it shouldn't be a problem even if you need it in desperation. Okay, so we do not have really any need of it, at least in the first wave, because there don't seem to be any zombies with metallic objects. But anyway, it's better safe than sorry. So let's put the cabbage pulls. Okay, we are going to lose that magnet shroom because it does not have enough to defend against. We have only two twin sunflowers up and running, which is why it's a bit difficult. It's been extremely slow to build up our production. But let's start a bit. Okay, let's just try it once more. Okay, so the cabbage pult and the uh, kernel pult together seems to do the trick. Let's plant one more level of kernel pults. Okay, so the pogo stick is gone. That's why the magnet shroom is so useful. So we'll plant one more round of the kernel pults. So we have at least two of them, you know, slowing down the zombies, and then the cabbage pult can do some damage. Okay, again, a pogo stick long zombie loses the pogo stick, which is good for us. Okay, so the ladder zombie loses ladder as well. So that's again good, something good for us. So we have all got all twin sunflowers up and running right before the next wave hits. Let's now try and plant one more wave of tall nuts just to protect our little guys right behind them. So yeah, the magnet shrooms definitely are a good choice. So it would have been much more trouble if, you know, all these zombies, the football zombie, the ladder zombie, the pogo stick zombie, if they had been allowed to keep their objects, it would have been vastly more difficult for us to win this game. So now it is just a matter of, you know, making sure we do not lose any plants. We have our defense and our offense in place. So the game shouldn't be very difficult from here on, unless we, you know, do something really terrible at the last moment. You can see the football zombie loses its helmet, and this one should as well. Yes, there it goes. The pogo stick is gone as well. So I think this game is in the bag. And the pumpkins help a lot too, because you know with them being placed right front. So there's our final wave. The bungies do a special delivery again. Okay, both our magnet rooms are occupied, so that football zombie will keep its helmet for now, and it loses it again. Okay, we do not have any explosives right now, otherwise I would have blown all of them out, but for now we need to go the slow way. Unfortunately, those cones are made from plastic, or the magnet room would have sucked it right in. Okay, we got something. Looks like a watering can. Now you can play Zen Garden mode. Okay, so that's another feature. The Zen Garden is a feature of the Plants vs Zombies game. Maybe we'll look at it afterwards. Okay, or maybe we can look at it right now because Crazy Dave insists on it. Okay, so in honor of this occasion of finding the watering can, Crazy Dave gives us our own Zen garden. Okay, he gave us a couple of sprouts as well. Okay, if we grow them to full size, they'll reward us nicely. Okay, let's try it. So the watering can is here. Okay, we got a coin and another coin. So keep watering your plants when they're thirsty. They seem to be quite thirsty. So do we need to keep doing this? Okay, we need to pick up some fertilizer. Okay, so Crazy Dave now has a Zen garden section. Okay, so we get free fertilizers. No, I do not want to really buy anything for now, because none of these items are really helpful for the in-game right now. Maybe we can look at the Zen garden later. Let's just check if there is anything useful for the in-game. Does not look like it. So we'll just go and use a fertilizer the plants that we have. Okay, so that's all we can do for now. We need to check back later. Okay, that's fine with me. Let's go. So let's play level 5. I think this may be another mini game, considering that usually level 5s are mini games. Mm-hmm. Okay. So yes, let's defend our house. Okay. Yeah, I definitely hate bungee zombies. So yeah, I think if it's non-stop bungee zombie after bungee zombie, yeah, I'd ha- hate the stage already. But let's see. Yeah, apparently Crazy Dave shares my sentiment. That's not a good thing to happen. Okay, chompers, chomps up. I'll leave out the cherry bomb for now. I can use it later when it's absolutely necessary. It does not look like Arkai would have made it, so I just give it something else to eat. So it's only chompers, pumpkins, and of course the pots, and also cherry bombs. Yeah, we cannot forget the cherry bombs. So I like this stage, even though I may not like bungee zombies. I actually like the stage because it's not very complicated. Just place chompers and pumpkins at the right spots, and you should be fine. You'll just leave the cherry bombs for the big finale. But there are two waves, so maybe we can. I think we also need to place some of these chompers behind, because in case the bungees land them right in the middle, then it will be difficult to stop them. We need to protect our house as well. So yeah, I think the last line also needs some zombies. I think this may very well be one of my favorite stages so far. Okay, so the bungees took away some of our plants, but that's fine. So the bungee zombies do some kind of kung fu sound whenever they land, any of these zombies. So they're probably trained in the martial arts or something. Okay, we are losing plants like crazy here. Okay, I think it's time to plant the cherry bombs. Really need a pot now. Okay, so the cherry bomb destroys the ladder. I actually like this stage quite a lot because it's just explosion after explosion, chompers munching on the zombies. Pure fun. Okay, the bungees are looking to take some of our plants, but the chompers make short work of almost all of them. Okay, so we lose a couple. Let's take care of these guys. Boom. This was one of the better and easier stages. Okay, so we now have a garlic divert zombies into other lanes. Let's try this one. Let's see how it works. Okay, so it diverts things into other lanes, which means that we can concentrate most of our defenses into one lanes and just keep the garlic in the other lanes. At least theoretically, that's how it looks like it works. Let's see if it is as practical as it seems. Okay, that guy looks like he has some kind of basketball catapult machine. Yep. Okay, the dreaded ladder zombie. So let's try stage, see if we can get anything done. Okay, the sunflower and the twin sunflowers. So no metallic opponents here, so the magnet shroom or thing does not make much sense here. We'll try the new garlic that we got. Our two catapult plants, pumpkins, and the tall nuts will be back because there are no ladder zombies. And let's go back for our trusted chomper. Or maybe considering that we have what seems like a vehicle, this chomper will not be very effective. I think we'll go with the cherry bomb or the jalapeno. Mm, let's try the jalapeno. We haven't used it very often. Let's see if we can. It is effective here. Okay, so the kernel is here. Really needs to throw some butter. Thankfully it did at the right time. So let's try this time the two catapults. Let's see how effective that is. I'm sorry, the two kernel pults. One line. I did take the cabbage pult, but now I'm having some thoughts. Maybe we can just try an all, kernel pult setup. See how it works. Because even if one of the three managed to hit a butter against the enemy, that means that enemy is slowed down for some time at least. Let's place the garlic in the top row. So we'll just push these guys towards the last row. So I need to build up defenses over there. That not work as well as I thought. So apparently it can move to either side. That unfortunately isn't what I wanted. I wanted them all to move to the last lane, but now it is making things a bit more difficult for me. I think I'll have to plant garlics everywhere then for it to be as effective as I want it to be. Okay, that guy looks dangerous. Let's try the jalapeno on him. Luckily, our uh, Colonel Pulse stopped him for some time. Okay, so that guy has a catapult attack as well. So a third catapult, hopefully it stops him. So one thing the garlic has managed to do is it's at least diverts these zombies so they become a bit slower. But if it pushes all of them in one lane, it makes things difficult for us. Okay, that zombie first lost its head, then diverted. So that's how bad the garlic is. But I thought garlics were only weaknesses of vampires and not zombies. But I think it's creative license that these guys are using. Okay, we lost a sunflower thanks to Mr. Catapult. Planted it back now. So I think this is how we need to plant it. We need to plant something on the last lane as well. 4 maybe garlics to send them completely towards the other side. Okay, so you need to send a jalapeno knocking that guy out. I think after some time the garlic loses health as well because I can see the garlic right in front is now almost totally damaged. And Mr. Catapult is going right after our sunflowers. We just lost one, but it exploded, so it worked in a way. Okay, let's plant a jalapeno here. Okay, so that's that. So let's get rid of these sunflowers because they're no longer that useful anyways. So let's just take a catapult, cabbage pult, just because you know, we took him anyway. But the cabbage pult has not been as effective for me as the kernel pult has been. That is definitely the better plant of the two, especially in mass numbers. It was quite effective, like we saw in this particular stage. So maybe we'll stop using the cabbage pult and concentrate more on the kernel pult for the next few games. So another new plant, let's see what it is. So seems to be an umbrella leaf, looks kind of like a palm tree, and it protects nearby plants from bungees and catapults. Okay, so finally something that takes care of the bungees. Let's try it in our next match. Okay, we are at level 7 now. Okay, so bungees, ladders, catapults galore. So let's choose our plants accordingly. The pot comes, yes. The kernel pult. Let's take the sunflower first. This sunflower and the twin sunflower. The kernel pult. The garlic was not as useful unless it is produced in mass, so we'll leave it this time. We'll take the new plant that we have. The pumpkin. Let's take a tall nut. And for the final two, let's try the cherry bomb and the jalapenos. Let's start it off. So we now have 3 waves of zombies. Let's put the colonel right in front so that he can take care of this guy who's coming, walking the lonely road. Quite strange that these zombies are also vegetarians, because in pop culture you mostly see zombies only eating flesh, but here they are ultimately after our brains, but they are also okay to munch off of few plants and flowers as well, and even fruits. So quite a different portrayal than from the usual zombies that you see. So let's just view in the almanac how much range our new plant has. Okay, so it only stops the adjacent plants. So maybe, I wanted to check where we should plant it. So I think this is the right place to do it. It won't protect the sunflowers, but at least it will protect our kernel pulse while they try to fight off the zombie invasion. So the first wave is approaching soon. Hopefully we can get all tall nuts in place before then. Then again, if we have a ladder zombie coming in, I don't know how effective it will be. So, okay, so wrong placement, but right placement from the umbrella leaf. It just sent that guy packing. So we escaped without losing our plant, thankfully. So this first wave was not that strong. Okay, but we do not have any defense there, so I placed a tall nut. I- I'll not cover the tall nuts up with pumpkins because, considering that the ladder zombie could very well climb it, and again the bungee sent packing. So I think the two umbrella leaves are enough because, yeah, we are going to lose one of our twin sunflowers. So there is no umbrella leaf there, so we were bound to lose it. But anyways, that's fine as long as we are able to save at least most of our plants. Maybe I could have just put the umbrella leaf behind there and then added something else, but no, what's done is done. So it's probably easier this way. Just plant any sunflowers that we may lose, replace them with new ones. Meanwhile, keep the defenses strong. So there are quite a lot of the bungee zombies jumping in and around in this particular stage. Luckily they have not been as effective thanks to the umbrella leaf. I think we should start planting another layer of plants right in front. So that guy apparently did not like dying a second time because it started waving his fist around. We are approaching another wave. So huge wave is coming in again. Okay, there comes that guy, the ladder guy. He starts climbing, but we have an entire army waiting for us here. I wonder what happens if we remove the plant. Okay, lose the ladder as well. It's actually easier this way because anyway the plant loses its usefulness once the ladder is planted on it. Somebody can just walk right over it. Okay, here comes that catapult. So we fry it off. This is the better way to do things, I guess. Just let, if the ladder guy just reaches you, just replace the plant with something else. So I'm not going to use any umbrella leaves in front. This is just for offense. So just going to keep planting some kernel pulls just to provide an extra layer of offense. So almost all the zombies are buttered up thanks to the extra layers of kernel pulls that we planted. Okay, so we managed to catch a bungee zombie right in its tracks, and we managed to defeat as well. So I think that happened for the first time. So having an entire army of kernel pulls can do that. So the final wave is approaching now. We are set to lose one of our plants. Okay, so let's try the cherry bomb this time. So the catapult is taken care of. Okay, these guys are eating quite ferociously. Yeah, the jalapeno should take care of that. Now we just need another cherry bomb or jalapeno to come in, or maybe just allow the kernels to take care of things. Okay, so this stage is done, or is it? Okay, so no more sun production, so this match is actually done. And we got a new plant. So not very useful, just gives us gold and silver coins. Nothing effective in the actual game. I don't think we should even consider taking that plant. I not see, it being very useful in game. I would rather have competitive plants. As the same reason I did not try the gold shroom, because not much very useful. Okay, so we can see the Gargantuar coming in. So perhaps the second most powerful zombie in the game after the big boss Dr. Zombos himself. Let's see if our new Marigold has any other features other than giving coins. Okay, no, I don't think I'm not going to use it this time because this level is going to be difficult, especially with the Gargantuar coming in. Let's just do normal stuff. Take the sunflower, the twin sunflower, catapult. Okay, so we do not have any ladder, guys, only the basic cone heads, the normal zombies, and the Gargantuar. But the Gargantuar is very powerful on its own, so hopefully the kernel pulls can stop him for some time. The pumpkins and the walnuts won't do much against it, not very useful against it. But we can try it at least against the rest of the zombies. Other than this, we still have 3 open slots. I think we can take, the explosive plants just for giving us an extra, set of damaging pairs. But the kernel pulls and their slowing options would have to do much of the work here. instead of the tall nut we'll go back to the regular walnuts. Let's see just how different they are from each other. The walnuts have high resistance, high toughness, but the tall nuts have very high toughness. Then I guess we'll go back to the tall nut because they are definitely more tougher. So you can stop some of these zombies before the Gargantor comes in, after which the we'll have to bring out the heavy stuff like the cherry bomb and the jalapenos as well as the chompers. I think rather than the chompers, let's go with the squash. So there's two waves here. So the first line of offense with the kernel pulse is done. Let's try planting a few tall nuts now. Or should I go for the sunflower first? Let's get the sunflowers up there. So, you know, apart from the Gargantor, this stage does not seem to be very difficult because there are very regular types of zombies here. The coneheads are not that tough, but with the Gargantor added in, this level becomes insanely more difficult. So, are we going to see the Gargantor in the first wave itself? I don't think so. But you can never be too sure of anything. So the first wave just looks like a normal wave of zombies, almost similar to the early stages in in which were the Dale levels. But I think the second wave will see the okay, the Gargantor is here, so this calls for immediate action. So he throws his imp, his minion, right off the bat. Gargantor is going to smash anything in its way. Okay, so a Jalapeno and the of course the cherry bomb took care of that. But this isn't the last Gargantor we're going to see. How's after the first wave came in, I did not think they would send a Gargantor, but they did. So luckily we had enough sun to defend against it. But yeah, and having the kernel pulse buttering them up definitely helped. So just going to fill all 4 rows with kernel pulse so that they can slow the Gargantors down. Want to save things up because when the Gargantor does show up, I would like to use the squash, the cherry bomb, and the jalapeno against it. The second wave is approaching now. The final wave. Okay, there comes the Gargantor. So that was good enough. But they sent the imp right in. But our cherry bomb took care of that. And now we'll just squash these two guys. And we got a use 300 cost plant. Okay, so we got a melon pult which does heavy damage to groups of zombies. So let's try this one in the next level. Okay, there are gargantors here. Oh my gosh, so definitely a very powerful assortment of zombies. So you have the gargantor, you have the catapult, you have bucket heads, you have the ladder zombies, you have the jack in a box, you have the bungee zombies, the cone heads, and also the regular zombies. So this stage is going to be much more difficult than the last one, that's for sure. Hmm. But no, we really need to make some good choices this time. So I'm definitely taking the melon pult. Looks quite powerful. Let's just check it out in the almanac, see how powerful it really is. It does heavy damage, so, and it also has area damage, so this is something that we definitely need considering what we are up against. I'll take the kernel pult again so that it can slow down some of the enemies. Mm, we really need the magnet shroom this time. We'll take the pumpkin to protect it. I want to take the umbrella, a zombie to protect it, but I don't see, how we can manage it because we still need the tall nut. Maybe we could just give up on the tall nut and take the umbrella, but then again, I'd rather have the tall nut in place because the cone heads and the jack in the box could still do a lot of damage. Unfortunately, we did not have any place left for the explosive plants. They could have been quite useful considering what kind of enemies we are facing, but I think this is the best team that we can manage at the moment. Anyways, if the bucket heads and the ladder guys lose their equipment to the magnet rooms, it should be more easier. Hopefully the melon pult is as advertised and does the job on its own. So we have 3 waves this time. This is level 9, so we are one level away from the final boss fight. So I can see why it is so difficult. Okay, I think I should have planted it a bit sooner. Okay, luckily it survived, but we have under coming in. Okay, I wanted to leave the last line for the melons, but considering that opponent is quite near now, don't want to leave anything to chance. Fortunately, not a single butter has fallen. Okay, so we lost two of our kernels. Off to a very bad start. So we have managed to wake up our first magnet room. Now we need to plant another one at the other end. That's bad. Okay, this is getting a bit difficult now. We are not even at the first wave and we are already losing plants. Okay, so we are in a bad shape right now. Unfortunately, hopefully it gets better from here. Okay, unfortunately our kernel pools are not very effective against the catapult guy. Here comes Jack in the Box, but he lost his box, so definitely that was good. I was not aware that the Jack in the Box could also. So So we place our first melon pult and it immediately starts doing damage, but we really need to plant more of those. Okay, we do not have the magnet shroom in place. Really need more melon pults now. Okay, so the melon pult is a very powerful plant. But we just lost our magnet shroom up front. The good thing is we still have the roof cleaners, but otherwise we are in pretty bad shape considering we are not even at the second wave as yet. Oh no, so we are going to lose our melon pult of all things. That's not a very good thing to happen. That's one of the worst things to happen. We just lost one of our melon pult to the bungee zombie. Hopefully we can gain it back soon. So we are about to lose another roof cleaner. So now we need to, wherever we have lost the roof cleaners, we really need to guard those places heavily. Those should be the primary places where we plant any kind of melon pults. We are fast approaching the third level, the third wave rather. So I think we are going to lose the last lane as well. We can start rebuilding once we lose them. So that is the more easier option. Third wave is about to come. So we are about to lose another melon pult. Luckily we have got the melon pults at the right places.